Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. Hope everybody's doing well. My name is Carrie and I'm a full-time Elliott Wave trader in the crypto and forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin and ETH. In my prior video, I went over what I think the overall count is. If you haven't seen it, please take a look because I'm not going to go over the overall count this time. It's just going to be an update pretty much on the lower time frames. But there is something that I wanted to show here today. So we're going to start out on Bitcoin. And as you can see, I have the line chart on. And I don't think that many people pay attention to the much more upper time frames. And when I say that, I mean the monthly, the 3-month, the 6-month, and the 9-month, and the 12-month. No, we don't close a candle very often, but we did just close a 6-month candle. And I want to talk about that. Also, what I wanted to talk about is, as you can see, I have the line chart on here. And also, as you can see, that our next support down comes in right around 14,000. Now, I am not saying that we're dropping down to 14,000. We do have other minor supports in between there. But it's something to pay attention to, because on the monthly, on the 3-month, it's at 14,000. On the 6-month, it's at 14,000. The 9-month, 14,000, and the 12-month. Now, when we go back and we put our candles on, this is what I wanted to talk about. We just closed a 6-month candle, and it's a shooting star. A shooting star is a candle that has a small body. Sometimes it has a very small wick at the bottom. Sometimes it doesn't. It has to be a very, very small wick. And then the wick at the top has to be 2 times the size of the body. And in this case, that is true. So I am calling this a shooting star. A shooting star can be a possible reversal candle. So this is something that we need to pay attention to. Now, we're not closing the 9-month candle for 90 more days. It is a shooting star also, but we have 90 days to change that. And I'm sure that is definitely going to change to something else. So pay attention to these higher time frames. Pay attention to where the support lies on them and when we close candles and what they are. Because the higher the time frame, the more significant these are and the more power that they have over the trend. So going down to the weekly time frame, I talked about in my prior videos that I wanted to see us hold the 40 line. We are still holding it. We have not broke it yet. Reason being is that this whole time when we were finding support here, before we rolled over, we were holding the 40 mark. As soon as we broke the 40 on the weekly is when we had this rollover. So as long as we're holding it, and we're kind of holding by a thread here, but we are still holding it, which is a good sign. Maybe we can continue to hold it and get a push off of it here. We did have we had 1, 2, 3 rallies up before we rolled over. So maybe we can get a pretty big rally here. Okay, let's move on down to what's going on here. Now, I'm going to talk about, and I did talk about this in my other video, but I'm going to go over it a little bit again. The blue squares are gaps that we still have open. The red boxes is our supports. Where the blue gap box is resistance. So there's several ways that I'm looking at this. One way is that this is an A, this is a B, and this is a C. We are going to get our rally up here that we want to see. And the higher this rally goes, the better. We really should come in here and close this gap, would be nice. And the higher it goes, the better. Because this is going to be corrective. And we will need a partner for this to the downside. And the higher this goes, the better. So that when we get the partner, the higher the partner goes. The other options that I'm looking at. If we roll over here and we create a 5-wave move to the downside, I'm going to be looking at this as a 1, a 2, all of this was 3, this was 4, and we've created 5. How deep this 5 will go, I cannot say. Because I feel when we crack this resistance or this support, that panic might come into play here. And it's just all going to depend on how many people panic sell, is how deep this 5th wave comes. And we have a saying that what starts with 5 ends with 5. So if this happens, we will get a rally, and the higher the rally goes, the better. Because we will need another 5 waves to connect to it. So the higher this goes, the better, because that means the higher these 5 waves will be that we need for a partner for this 5 waves. Those are basically the 2 ways I'm looking at this on the higher time frame. Let's talk about the lower time frame. Now, there is several ways that this can play out down here. And I'm going to do my very best to make it as clear and as simple as possible. So let's talk about the upside first. The upside, we have 2 ways. 1, this is a 1, this is a 2. This is the start of the 3 that would bust out of this channel most likely for, and hopefully fill the gap. That whole move I will be calling an A, a B, and a C. We will still need a partner to the downside. The A, B, C scenario, we would need that whole partner over here. So the higher this C wave goes, the better. That is one way that we can go upwards. The other way that we can go upwards is that this move here turns into an A. We are creating a B that most likely probably will fill that little gap we have there. And then we will get a C. If this happens, then this whole move will be called a W, an X, and a Y. Basically the same thing. So we have two scenarios that could still go to the upside. When this Y is complete, we still will need the partner to the downside. Now, let's talk about two scenarios that we have breaking this channel. As you can see, I have this channel here. Okay, the first scenario is that this whole move here is an A. This three-wave move here is a B. And we're going to make a C to the downside that hits the expanded B pocket, which is the 1.236 and the 1.382. The way that I got these targets was I pulled a fib extension from this low to this high. A regular fib extension. I pulled it from this low to this high. If this scenario happens, what will happen here is that this A is just getting a deeper B wave that's coming into the expanded B pocket, and then we're still going to go up for C. Now, how high C will go, I can't say, and hopefully it's not a truncated C and it makes a running flat. What we want to see here is the expanded flat. There's two flats that break the bottom of the A wave. One is a running, where the C wave is short, and one is an expanded, where the C wave is very long and breaks the top of this A here. So we want the expanded, so that the partner that we need to the downside won't be as deep. If this is wimpy and creates the running, then we're going to be deeper for the partner. If this scenario happens, okay, one last scenario. And unfortunately, there is a few open here because we have been trucking sideways here for so long. The last scenario is pretty bearish, but it's an option. The last scenario is that we created a three-wave W, a three-wave X, a three-wave Y. And that this move that we've created here to the downside is actually the wave one of the fifth wave that I was talking about that we would have to the downside. It would break the expanded B and come on down. And that would be that fifth wave that would create this five-wave move. And what starts with 5 needs to end with 5. So we would get a rally, and then we would need 5 down. So what do we watch out for right now at this moment to be able to tell what is going on? Well, if we break this low right here, that is complete 100% invalidation to go higher here. I mean, to go higher with the C wave, the 5-wave move. Basically, that this is an A, all of this was done, B, and the C. If we break this channel, then it opens up the two scenarios that one, we're coming down for a deeper B, and it would come right into the 1.236 or the 1.382. If we hit the 1.618, B wave comes off the table, and we're coming down for the 5 waves. So that is what is going on in Bitcoin. Let's move over to ETH. And have the line chart on. Support for ETH is at 764. 6 month, 764. 9 month, 764, and you get the picture. When we put the candles back on, and we go down to the 6-month candle that we just closed, it looks good actually. It's you know, we do have this upper wick up here, but it's not any type of reversal candle on ETH here. So ETH actually looks better at the moment than Bitcoin does. But of course, you know, unless ETH breaks away and does its own thing, I see that it, you know, is going to follow Bitcoin. So let's talk about ETH. ETH is pretty much the same as Bitcoin, has the same exact options. Let's talk about the upside first. The upside is that we've created a W. This X is complete. And we are creating an A, a B, and a C to the upside to complete this Y. The higher the C goes, higher the Y goes, the better. Because we're going to need a partner for this. A, B, C. How deep this C wave will come, I cannot say yet until this does what it's going to do. The other option is the B. Let's talk about the other upside. The other upside is that we actually are creating an A. The B ended here, and this is the C wave. If we break this bottom right here at 1715, C wave will be invalid and we're rolling over. If we break this bottom, this being an A, a B, a C is invalid, going up for the Y. This is the bottom we need to hold to see more upside. Now there is one more option, the same as Bitcoin. And I'm pulling from this low to this high. There is one more option, that this was creating an A. We're creating a W, X, and we're going to get a Y in the middle. It's going to come into this expanded B pocket, and then we will go up for C. And hope that it's not a bearish running one. We want the expanded flat one, because the higher the C goes, the better. Because we will need a partner on the other side. Now, I am not leaning this expanded B way, but I am going to show it because it is something that can happen. I'm not exactly leaning that way, but I'm showing it because I don't want to leave it out and it happens and I didn't tell you about it. So the other scenario is that this is done and we've got the worst little C wave in the planet ever, because it does, I believe, hit the 618 or comes very close to it. Yes. So the C wave can be truncated at the 618. So the bearish option is that the ABC is done. And now we are going to get this partner that we've been waiting for. And it's going to be some type of ABC. But I'm more leaning towards we are going to get this up move. I am hoping that that's going to happen here. We have, yeah. Right now, on the 12-hour, we have bearish divergence. From these 2 points. Eight hours, same thing. And 4 hours, same thing. So it's a good possibility that not seeing any bullish divergence. So let's pay attention here and see if this can create a B wave for us and give us a C wave to the upside for the WXY scenario. That's what we need. We need this whole thing to turn into an A, just as Bitcoin also. This turn into a B and get our C to the upside. So that when we create the partner, we're way up higher here. And we don't want to break this bottom. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was informative and clear. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget about my giveaway when I reach 1,000 subscribers. It will be hours of my time to talk about Elliott Wave, anything you want to talk about, coaching. Yeah, so 3 lucky winners will receive my time for them to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed and continue to watch every time I release a video. So I hope you have a wonderful day.